Hey guys, welcome to SRI New Home Showcase. My name is Ainsley and today we're here at the Hillshore, a brand new freehold residential development in District 5, Pasir Panjang. And this site was a former Gloria mansion. So without further ado, let's go find out a little bit more about the developer, FFX Capital. Now, just to share with you a little bit more about FFX Capital, FFX Capital was founded back in 2019 by seasoned real estate veterans. They've got more than 30 years of combined real estate industry experience. FFX have also overseen more than $350 million worth of real estate development and investment management in Singapore, Australia, UK, and Germany. As mentioned earlier, the site used to house the 12-story former freehold Gloria mansion, and it was sold en bloc back in 2022 at $70.3 million. And of course, it's now time for us to go meet our managing partner, Ken Loh, to find out a little bit more about the location and all the good stuff this project have to offer. All right, Ken, so do share with us a little bit more about the location of Hillshore.
So I think Hillshore is located in a very fantastic location, other than it being in one of the best feng shui attributes that you want to find.
Okay.
Yeah. In feng shui, a lot of buyers want to be backed by a mountain or a hill and then front facing the sea. So in fact, Hillshore is located on the hill of Kentridge Park itself, and we are actually front facing towards the sea. And you cannot get any closer to this setting except on Hillshore plot itself.
Right.
So other than that, Hillshore has a lot of attributes that buyers want to look out for in development.
Sure, why is it so?
So first one, we all want to be living near keynotes.
Okay.
Right? Hillshore at the back is surrounded by your Science Park 1 and 2,
Right.
NUS, NUH, and including a one-off, which is still under development.
So that's where all the tenants will be coming from, right? Your tenant pool.
Yep, you're right. So those are big keynotes that a lot of people want to live around.
Right.
So other than that, as we move down towards the southern part, you can see that Hillshore across the road actually faces a row of houses.
Okay.
So while we are on elevated ground,
Yep.
the view is going to be fantastic because you get to overlook beyond the landed houses into the sea area where Pasir Panjang Port is. And of course, beyond that, we will then be facing towards your West Coast Car Mart.
Okay.
You have your Pasir Panjang Wholesale Centre.
Right.
More importantly, the former Westway building
Yep.
is now housing the Auto.
Auto
used to be in Yishun where there are very famous eateries,
FFX,
live band, and Auto is now currently operating near to where Hillshore is located.
Right. So can you share with us a little bit more about the MRT? How close are we?
Right. Hillshore is located just 6 minutes away from Haw Par Villa MRT
Oh, okay.
station.
Pretty close by.
And I think there's still a lot of value to look out for along this Circle Line because we all know that Circle Line is catered for the Greater Southern Waterfront.
Yep.
And 40% of our stations run along the entire GSW. Being 6 minutes away from Haw Par Villa MRT allows the residents to be able to access the entire Greater Southern Waterfront in future.
Right.
At the same time, because it runs in a circle, you actually get connected to the rest of the MRT lines as well. So why I say there's still growth within this being near to Circle Line is because we have 3 missing stations now, which are slated to be completed in the next few years.
Right.
So they are Keppel, Cantonment, and Prince Edward. So once these 3 stations completes the loop of Circle Line, I believe residents in Hillshore will get to enjoy a larger convenience, and I believe prices around Circle Line will start to appreciate even more.
Very nice. Now, Ken, earlier on you mentioned about the Greater Southern Waterfront. That's where we are just down south from, right? So tell us a little bit more about the Greater Southern Waterfront. When will the whole port be moving out and all that stuff?
So interestingly, Greater Southern Waterfront, we all know that this entire southern coastline of Singapore is slated to be one of the largest transformation in Singapore for the next, I would say, 15, 20 years.
That's right.
And it's not very far away from the transformation that is happening. It's very, very near. So if we look at this entire 30-kilometer coastline of transformation, we have 2 very large nodes within this 30 kilometers. So one of it being the central port where the downtown core is.
Yep.
So you have your Marina Bay area,
Okay.
the white side, they are all near to the central port area. So central port is defunct now, is shifted to Pasir Panjang. The other larger node that we're looking at is exactly at where Hillshore is. So that is where your Pasir Panjang port is. So the plan is for central port to vacate and move to Pasir Panjang, and eventually for Pasir Panjang to move off to the Tuas mega port.
okay.
So once these 2 ports free up, can you imagine the amount of land that is being freed up for all the changes that government want to bring in, such as your waterfront living, your waterfront bistros, injection of activities, plus offices and residential. So a lot of things can be happening along this very large transformation. And more importantly, I think Auto is actually one of the first sign of it starting to inject vibrancy and life into the area.
That makes sense. All right, so Ken, share with us a little bit more about the amenities that residents at Hillshore will get to enjoy.
So other than just being in front of Kent Park, we are also located very near to West Coast Park.
Okay.
And you have your famous McDonald's drive-through over there.
True, yeah.
It's just 13 minutes walk away. In fact, if you drive, it's less than 5 minutes.
Right.
Of course, we have a total of 13 parks that are all connected.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. For food options, we are actually just one MRT stop away from Pasir Food Centre.
Okay.
You are just 2 stops away from your Gilman Barracks. And of course, your famous Sia Im Food Centre. We are just 4 MRT stations away from there. Hillshore, with its freehold status, is very important for residents to be able to witness this transformation.
For sure.
There will be so many milestones for them to exit out if they want to. And it's very rare to have freehold developments along the entire Greater Southern Waterfront. In fact, according to our research, there are only 3 such developments that are of freehold status along GSW.
Right.
Hillshore is one of the rare plots.
Okay. Well, thanks Ken for sharing with us a little bit more about the Hillshore. It's now time for us to go check out the model itself of Hillshore. Let's go. So Ken, we're standing right here at the model, and I must say that it looks really interesting. It looks something that is out of the ordinary from overseas, like from Europe or something, like cascading high up, we've got a hill behind us and all that. Can you share with us what is going on with Hillshore?
So I think because of the character of the plot itself,
Yeah.
like we previously mentioned, Hillshore is located at the foot of Kent Park, the hill itself. So the architect wanted to create a design concept for Hillshore to look like a resort. You get to enjoy the view of the sea. You are located within the hill itself. With the undulating terrain that we have, you can see that Hillshore is created with various layers. And I think this adds on to a very nice character to the building. We have a total of 59 exclusive units of 2 to 4 bedrooms. Because this entire Pasir Panjang stretch is located within 1 out of the 9 zones that can only build an average of 100 square meters, which means there will be low density in Pasir Panjang.
Right.
You will not see any smaller units in future.
So that translates to also bigger units.
Bigger units.
Yeah.
FFX Capital, who is well known for developing GCBs and large bungalows, have shown their strength in Hillshore today. You can see that it looks really like, I would say, a castle within the area. So as we enter into Hillshore from the ground level, if you go on straight, you enter into one portion of the car park.
Alright.
If you turn right up the slope, that's where you enter into a private sanctuary of Hillshore, away from the hustle and bustle of everywhere else.
Right.
That's where you will come to your arrival court. That is also where our main lap pool is located. I would say that when residents are enjoying the facilities on the middle portion of this deck, they get to enjoy a very huge privacy, unlike the openness of larger developments that they see. The developer has also cleverly used the fire engine access. They have drawn markings on there to create it into a badminton court. The top tier is where we have our barbecue pit and a kids pool area and some lawn area around that part. And they've positioned it in a very nice way because they are actually facing just in front of the function room instead of a residential unit.
Right.
So that's where they tuck everything into the back of the development.
Okay.
Right. So for 59 unit development, we have a very good sized function room, a double volume, good sized gym. Residents do get to enjoy the different characters of the building as they live in around this area. So we saw the strength of FFX Capital on the design of the building itself. In fact, I think the experience of the landed property developments that they have done actually exudes within the unit itself.
It really speaks.
Yeah.
Speaks
So although this is a 1055 size 3-bedroom, you can see that the living dining is extremely wide.
That's true.
There are a lot of space given to this area where activities are going to take place. I like the fact that this entire span is about 5.5 meters.
Okay.
Every single unit has a very tall ceiling height of 3.2 meters.
That's very generous.
So it feels very spacious
Yes, it
within
does.
this area. And then of course, even with the balcony, which is a good size, a dining area that can sit easily up to 8 seater, right? You can also see that they have controlled the design of the building quite a bit. Developer gives an option of buyers who can opt in for a Venetian blind that is of a very nice woody color, and those are automated if they want to opt in. So it actually creates a different character within the facade of the building as well.
Right.
So we're here at the kitchen, and I like this part about the kitchen where you have full working panels on both sides of the kitchen, which gives a lot of ample space for cooking and preparation of your food. We have a lot of cabinetry on both sides as well. One important part is this large twin panel windows, which allows a lot of natural ventilation when heavy cooking is done. So the developer is also providing very high-end fittings such as your Vizuk and Samsung. Even for your 2 bedrooms, they are providing a 4-stove cooker hob as well. Right at the back, we have a WC and then a bomb shelter where you can double up as storage or even as a helper's room.
So we're standing at the master bedroom. Ken, this looks quite big. What's the size of this master bedroom?
You are right. The size itself for this master bedroom is already sitting on 14 square meters.
Oh, wow.
This is actually a king-size bed and we can still fit in 2 very nice side tables. Doesn't affect the opening of the wardrobe.
That's true.
And this little niche area actually doubles up as a space for your study area, your dresser table. You can even put your cot there. If we look at the other 2 common rooms for this 3-bedroom unit, they are all standing at an average of about 9 to 10 square meters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the usual ones we find in other developments are sitting at about 8 square meters.
Right.
So I think this 1055 square feet unit has very good space all around, very efficiently used, and I think buyers will definitely appreciate the space. So Hillshore itself is in a very strong location. It has attributes that all homeowners and investors are looking out for. For example, backing of the hill, all the key economic nodes that are surrounding the sea view, the MRT station, all the recreation facilities and amenities that are all around. More importantly, Hillshore has very strong future growth. It is located in one of the largest nodes of the largest transformation within Singapore of GSW. So there are so many milestones for residents within Hillshore to exit out from and to see potential growth, such as the completion of your Circle Line, and most importantly, the freehold's tenure will sit to witness all this through the time.
Very nice. So just let you guys know, we will be previewing for the next 2 weekends. So if you would like to come and buy, and we urge you to come and buy, please contact your preferred SRI salesperson. Just to also let you guys know that we will be launching from an indicative pricing of about 2,300 per square foot, thereabouts, with a quantum of about 1.8 million, which makes it very, very attractive for a freehold development along the Greater Southern Waterfront.
Probably one of the most attractive freehold price.
That's true. So guys, we've come to the end of our SRI New Home Showcase. We hope you have enjoyed this series, and of course, once again, my name is Ainsley.
I'm Ken.
And we'll see you guys next time. See ya.
Bye-bye.